Hello and welcome to the YanksPod, a New York Yankees podcast here on the New York Sports Show. I'm your host, Dominic Konowski. The New York Yankees are a complete and utter dumpster fire right now, and I cannot stress that enough, folks. I really cannot. The New York Yankees, overall, they sit well. Now, I say that win-loss record-wise, they're 78 and 62. That's a handful of games above 500, but with the level of baseball competition this season, especially in the American League East, they suck. Okay, third place in the ALE. They now hold a second wildcard spot. In a span of 1 week so far, the Yankees lost second place from the Boston Red Sox, and also the first wildcard seed also taken by the Boston Red Sox. So now the Yankees sit right on the cusp of basically being eliminated from playoff contention. The Toronto Blue Jays, another ALE rival, right behind them in both of those standings. And I gotta say, it's scary. It really is. The Toronto Blue Jays only a half of a game back. It's very likely. Yankees start a 3-game series tonight, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against the New York Mets, the Subway Series. Yankees do not do well. They could fully get out of the playoffs and fourth place in the American League East. I wish I was making this up, but I cannot. And the biggest problem is, guess who? Andrew Heendog Heaney has only played 9 games for the New York Yankees, started 5 of them, and went through 30 and 1/3 innings pitched, and people are already tired of this guy. 26 on ones in those 30 innings pitched. That gives him a 70-71 ERA. I wish I was joking, but I'm not, and it's frankly very, very, very sad. Andrew Heaney's not the biggest problem, though, with the Yankees. The Yankees, here's the thing, and it's been like this all season. They don't hit for 10 games, and then they go on 13 games, and they hit like crazy. And then they go on 20 games, and they can't hit. And then they go on 25 games, and they hit like crazy. They're very, very inconsistent. And you know what? Same thing from the pitchers. When will Aaron Boone or anyone in the New York Yankees organization realize that Aroldis Chapman is not a good pitcher? I know his contract's almost up, but frankly, release him in the offseason or trade him away. You cannot have Aroldis Chapman with your team in 2022 at all. Now, there was reports of Deivi Garcia warming up at Yankee Stadium the other day with all the pitcher injuries. You got Garrett Cole and a hamstring problem, James Talion with an ankle problem. It's not looking good for the Yankees as the season is winding down. And it's scary, you know, that there's not a lot of games. You're already almost in the middle of September baseball. Yankees only have a few more series left, and if I were the Yankees, you gotta be concerned. You know, the Yankees aren't going up against left-handers. They're not going up against pinch hitters, pinch runners. They're going up against time, and time is not on the New York Yankees side. If the Yankees really wanna make the playoffs, then frankly they just got to get new coaching. You know, I'm not one of the guys that always says fire Aaron Boone. Have I said in the past? Yes, but I don't say that for everything. But frankly, Aaron Boone's a big problem. You're losing the other day's game against the Toronto Blue Jays. You're coming down to the final strike for the Blue Jays to win the game, and Aaron Boone, he's seen blowing a big bubble with bubble gum. You can't do that. That's no manager. I would be furious if I was Aaron Boone. And while I'm looking at the Yankee schedule right now, and then it says New York Yankees baseball team. Right below it says former players, and I love on how it lists DJ LeMahieu as one of the former players on the New York Yankees. Frankly, the way that the Yankees are going, and if they keep this up next season during the trade deadline, I do think they will be sellers, and I could see them trading away DJ LeMahieu, to be honest with you. It's frankly puzzling on what went wrong for the Yankees. It's not just one big part. They don't have consistent hitting. They definitely do not have bullpen help, and their starting pitching, it's hard to say how they are. Like, it's solid, but their ERAs are somewhat high because they can't go long because they throw a lot of pitches, and then you don't have no offense to back them up. The Yankees are turning into the New York Mets, and they start the 3-game set, like I just said, against the New York Mets, the Subway Series during 9/11. A very emotional series, 100%, but also a very big series for both of these teams because the Mets are trying to make the playoffs too as a wild card team. So this is a huge series, and frankly, depending on how this series goes, this could knock one of these teams out of playoff contention. So that will be very interesting to see. Comment down below, guys, what you think. I'm Dominic Konowski, and I'm signing out. Peace.